She tried to use the new red flag law to take a police officer's guns. Now they're coming for her freedom. America's education secretary is in Colorado. We asked her why she believes pro-choice is like being pro-slavery. Can Colorado afford to offer paid family leave? Can it afford not to? And I was wrong. I've come to love this little guy. And it appears America does too. That's next. We're seeing our first test of the consequences of abusing Colorado's red flag gun control law. There's now a felony warrant out for the woman who tried to use that law to disarm a police officer. It's on a felony perjury charge. Susan Holmes swore under oath that she had a child in common with a CSU police officer. Citizens have to be family or household members in order to use the red flag law to ask a judge to take away someone's guns. Holmes's actual connection to that officer was that he had shot and killed her son during a mental health episode in 2017. The shooting was ruled justified. A judge immediately threw out the red flag gun seizure petition. Holmes is considered a fugitive right now because Larimer County officers tried to repeatedly serve that arrest warrant and can't find her. Colorado is one step closer to getting rid of the death penalty it does not use. A bill to ban capital punishment advanced in the state Senate today. It was a debate heavily influenced by the fact that death row includes two men who killed the son of Democratic State Senator Rhonda Fields of Aurora.
We're saying that if you kill one person, two persons, three people, it could be another Sandy Hook, it could be another club shooting, a concert shooting, a theater shooting, whatever it is. You can shoot as many people as you can. Everybody gets the same penalty. And the penalty is life in jail without the possibility of parole.
Fields spoke today knowing that she will not be able to prevent passage of that death penalty repeal. She has been able to in past years. There are Republicans that are joining Democrats in the effort this year. Fields spoke for nearly 2 hours of the 6-hour debate. Tomorrow there's a final vote. That's a formality. It's going to pass. The repeal is then easily going to go through the Democratic House, and Democratic Governor Jared Polis says he'll sign it. If at first you don't succeed, just try the same bill 6 years straight at the Capitol. Paid family and medical leave is about to burst gold off the Capitol dome. This is the idea of allowing you time off for life events for an extended period of time, still getting paid part of your salary and having that job waiting for you when you return. All right, now what's the catch? Well, that would be the cost to you and your employer. Here's politics guy Marshall Zellinger.
Taking time off of work, partially paid, for family or medical reasons. That's the idea behind paid family and medical leave.
You could use it if you had a heart attack, if you go through cancer, if your child needs care, you can use it to care for that child or another family member.
Democratic Senator Faith Winter and her Democratic co-sponsors are about to introduce the 6th attempt at giving employees this specific version of paid time off. Employers with 20 or more employees would be forced to offer it.
This is a mandate on the benefit. Every worker in Colorado is going to start getting paid family leave.
That is, if it can get enough lawmaker support this year and pass a powerful business community. Here's what we know about other states. Washington, Oregon, California, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and D.C. all offer some form of paid leave. In California, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, employees and not the businesses pay into the program. In Oregon, New York, and New Jersey, the cost is shared between employees and employers. The proposed plan for Colorado is an either-or.
Your employer could just say, Marshall, I'm giving you paid family leave because that's what the state says I need to do. Or your employer could say, Marshall, I'm giving you paid family leave and we are sharing the cost of this product.
So how much would you have to pay out of your own paycheck? The estimate is no more than 1/2 of 1% of your salary. So if you make $30,000 a year, no more than $13 a month. If you make $90,000 a year, no more than $38 a month. So how much would you get and for how long? The how long part is easy. The law would start with 8 weeks and build up to 12 weeks' pay. How much? That's complicated, and lawmakers still have not figured out the equation. That's one reason the bill hasn't yet been introduced. Here's the part I'm still trying to wrap my head around is if the businesses don't contribute to the fund like you are out of your paycheck, why would businesses be against this? Well, that would be because they're still liable to pay you while you're gone, so they're still out all that money, and the percentage that they would pay would go toward an insurance company that would then make them a little more whole. They're still paying you to not be there. The insurance is backfilling them, but they also have to pay monthly to get that backfill. I hope that made sense.
So we're talking about private businesses now, but Governor Polis wanted to do this for state employees.
Yeah, it was part of his budget request. I think it was like $5 million from the general fund, $10 million total. The lawmakers that control the budget said no to him last week. Different reasons. They support the idea of paid family leave, and this idea would do it for all businesses and state employees. He just got rejected for the way he wanted to do it. That doesn't mean they're against it as a whole.
So the way it's set up now, if this were to pass, would cover the same people he wanted to cover.
A little bit later. He wanted it to start, I think, immediately. I think it was later this summer. This will
Okay.
take 2 years, 2022.
All right, we'll continue to watch that and other bills to the ledge. Thank you, Marshall. Education Secretary Betsy DeVos came to Colorado today, a week after an event in Washington for Colorado Christian University, where Secretary DeVos compared supporters of abortion rights to supporters of slavery. DeVos was in northern Colorado for a school tour today, and we caught up to ask her about equating abortion and slavery.
You were talking about abortion rights supporters, and you linked that to supporters of slavery. Do you want to clarify what those comments were and what you meant by that?
Well, it was actually talking about the underlying moral question and issue, and the importance that we have to focus on underlying moral questions. That was the reference, and it certainly, as many things do, get blown out of proportion and or taken very differently than what the intention was.
I'm glad she cleared that up, because people thought that Secretary DeVos was equating abortion to slavery when what she was actually doing was equating abortion to slavery. Denver is trying to bust through the voting machine conspiracy theories that your uncle posts on Facebook. And Denver is using one of our favorite tactics, transparency. Denver Elections Division tested its voting equipment and invited everyone to watch. It would appear your uncle did not attend. 2 people showed up for what's called the logic and accuracy test. It's required by law ahead of the elections. Colorado is holding a presidential primary this year instead of a party-run caucus. First time we've done that in 2 decades. Today's test checked the ballot scanners as well as the tablets used by voters with disabilities, along with the hand tallying process.
With all the narrative that's been going on, we really want to make sure that voters understand how seriously we take the security of their vote. Once you demystify the process, that really has a tendency to sort of tamp down some of the conspiracy theories and other myths.
Denver Election says everything checked out. Tell your uncle. Democrats rejected a Republican proposal this week to repair Colorado's roads by diverting some of our sales tax revenue. That led a Next viewer, John Evans in Arvada, to ask a form of our most frequently asked question. What about the pot tax? All right, so John offered a more nuanced version of the old what about the pot tax question. John specifically asked why a large portion of Colorado's marijuana taxes aren't set aside to maintain roads. Here's the deal. Marijuana taxes amount to about 2% of the state's tax collections, and only a fraction of that 2% goes into the general fund, where it conceivably could be spent on roads. The pot tax money mainly goes to schools and to regulating cannabis. Marijuana tax revenues were not intended to go towards Colorado's road and bridge infrastructure. We couldn't take the high road if we wanted. She was shattering glass ceilings before that was something America really even talked about.
What she was doing at that time, in that era, and just that alone speaks volumes to young girls.
A CU astronaut lost 17 years ago is still impacting the students who came after her. And they traveled from as far away as Japan, Poland, Canada, to Loveland, Colorado.
I want to see more people doing it, and we want to educate more people about how it's made.
We'll go there too, next. The name and the legacy of Dr. Kalpana Chawla are remembered at CU Boulder. Saturday marks 17 years since she was lost aboard the space shuttle Columbia as it disintegrated minutes before landing. Our Anusha Roy remembers a trailblazer.
February 1st, 2003 is a day that shaped Meshach Rhodes in more than one way.
I remember the crash. I was actually in law school at the time.
A woman she had long admired was on board when the Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrated just after re-entering the Earth's atmosphere.
I was at the University of Colorado Law School at the time, and Dr. Kalpana Chawla got her PhD from CU as well as her second master's degree.
Dr. Kalpana Chawla, the first woman born in India to travel to space, spent a total of 30 days, 14 hours, and 54 minutes in space. She was so inspiring to this day. People hope to receive a CU Boulder Award named after her.
It was just really humbling at the time.
12 years after the world lost Dr. Chawla, Rhodes says she was lucky enough to hold that award.
Especially knowing Dr. Chawla and all that she had done to even be mentioned in the same arena.
As a Hispanic woman who knew she was in the minority when it came to the legal profession, Rhodes knew the woman she looked up to faced a similar hurdle.
Every little girl who aspired to do really great things in an area that was dominated traditionally by men, and she was a good example of that.
Rhodes not only went on to become a lawyer, but started a nonprofit.
It's called the Latinas First Foundation. And our motto is girls can be what they can see. And I think that motto is so right on point with Dr. Chawla,
who Rhodes believes is still inspiring the next generation.
Say, okay, I too can get 2 master's degrees. I too can get a PhD in aerospace engineering.
For Next, I'm Anusha Roy.
CU Boulder will hold a memorial event for Dr. Chawla on Sunday. That event will also honor the memory of Colonel Ellison Onzuka, CU astronaut who died in the Challenger explosion. If you missed our tribute to Onzuka earlier this week, you can find that on the Next Facebook page. We are getting some feedback that Next viewers are hungry. Hungry like the wolf, like the newly discovered wolves in northwest Colorado. Now, I had said that they were snacking on an elk and a cow. Elena wrote in asking if the wolves actually killed those animals or if they just came across the carcasses and saw an easy meal. Elena notes that this is important because the debate in Colorado over wolf reintroduction raises fears that they will kill livestock, like that cow. So, Elena, we doubled back with Colorado Parks and Wildlife, and they told us they didn't have evidence of whether the wolves did the killing or whether they just came along and did the scavenging. We welcome your feedback, even if it is not about animal carcasses. You know how to reach us, and you know that I read each and every message.
So nice to see the sunshine today, but now another round of snow before a major shift in the weather pattern. And this little weather disturbance that's cruising from north to south along the Front Range has already brought a light dusting on, well, the grassy surfaces, the sidewalks. The roads are still wet this hour, but we could see up to an inch of accumulation between now and about 9 o'clock when the storm winds down. Skies clear. Right now, it's just kind of a wet, soppy mess out there, but temperatures are falling below freezing, and that means that the roads are going to freeze. So temperatures today, while cool, right about where we should be for this time of year. It's a fast-moving upper-level disturbance. It's going to track into Nebraska and Kansas here before long, but the snow showers will impact the latter half of the evening drive. No issues for the drive tomorrow morning or for those getting an early jump on the weekend and heading up into the high country to enjoy all of the fresh snow that is coming down tonight. And in Denver, the accumulation will be heaviest west and south, but really not much more than an inch we're expecting here in the city. Snow showers early, then clearing, our low 22. Tomorrow, sunshine. It's Friday, highs in the mid-50s. The weekend, unusually warm for the start of February. 65 Saturday, close to 70 Sunday, and then another stronger storm with the potential for 2 to 4 inches of snow, and that comes in late Monday into Tuesday, Kyle.
The most Colorado thing we saw today is dedication winning the battle against ski traffic. See, all you need to do is strap your skis and boots to your back and jump on your bike, and look at that, no traffic, clear sailing for that guy. Our viewer Jerry spotted this bicyclist going up the peak-to-peak highway. I'd imagine the ride home is considerably easier as well. What's the most Colorado thing you saw today? Email photos to next@9news.com or give us a shout with the hashtag #HeyNext. Country singer Chris Young said his favorite color is neon. Theirs too.
Women bring a very unique perspective to art.
Leading lights from around the world in Loveland. And the thrilling sequel to a story we brought you earlier this week. Next. I was wrong about Toasty. Remember Toasty? I was so excited that the minor league baseball team known as the Colorado Springs Sky Sox might change its name to the Rocky Mountain Oysters. Imagine the mascot. I was so excited about that when they went with the Rocky Mountain Vibes instead and a s'more mascot named Toasty, I trashed that decision here on Next. Well, Toasty is adorable and popular. Toasty has turned into one of the best-selling hats in minor league baseball last season. And you ask, well, why does that matter? Oh, trust me, it matters. The team's official cap was in the top 10 in sales among 160 minor league teams, and there are a ton of minor league teams across America trying anything to get people's attention and sell merch with awesome mascots. The good vibes could be short-lived. Major League Baseball is talking about cutting ties with 42 minor league teams after this season. Sadly, the vibes are on that list. As of this week, you can see the work of artists from around the world in, of all places, Loveland. Now, this is not your run-of-the-mill exhibit of paintings or photographs. Think art as in the greatest beer sign you've ever seen hanging in a bar. Let 9 News photojournalist Corky Scholl show you what we mean.
She Bends is a collective of women from around the world bending their own glass and making their own work. My name is Meryl Padicky. I am a neon artist and sculptor based out of the Bay Area, and this exhibition is called She Bends, which features a group of female identifying neon benders and artists from around the world making their own work. Traditionally, it's a male-dominated trade, and I think that it's important for me to note that one of the reasons why we started She Bends is not only to offer support to other female-identifying vendors in the trade, but to say thank you and to pay it back to those women who have provided the platform that we're standing on now. I would like to see many more tube benders out there. Women, queer voices, people of color, people from marginalized communities. So Loveland is, I believe, our 4th exhibition. Our first exhibition was at the Museum of Neon Art in Los Angeles. I want the people of Colorado to learn more about neon, to see that this is something that has a rich history and a story behind it, to know that many times that you see neon, it's all 100% handmade. There is no machine-made neon out there at all. And that there is a person with a story, with a family, with a very rich history behind every single neon sign that they see.
A sequel to a That's Not How You Colorado segment suggests that, well, perhaps it is in fact How You Colorado. That and your feedback. Next. That's Not How You Colorado, Part 2. This is a sequel to a snapshot we brought you earlier in the week. Day after we showed you a photo of somebody transporting a water heater strapped to the back of their Honda like it's a Red Bull promotional vehicle, we spotted another. A colleague here at 9 News saw somebody driving down US 36 with quite the fashionable spoiler. This person decided to go with the horizontal placement instead of the vertical orientation. And maybe what this shows is that we here at Next are naive elitists, and that is, in fact, a Colorado way to move a water heater. Our thanks tonight to Rick and to Paul and to Peter and to Kathy, who all noticed that there was an image of the Space Shuttle Challenger in our report that dealt with the Space Shuttle Columbia. We'll make sure that we fix that. And a tweet tonight, my 6th grade teacher told us before the school play, if you can't clap because it's good, clap because it's over. For one reason or another, I always clap at the end of Next. See you next time.